Yo, what's up? So I was ripping this thing around today. Freaking Sportster. I don't know if you can see it back here. But the freaking thing still runs like trash. After the last video I tuned it. So after sitting on it, mulling around, I've been ripping it here and there. Check the playlist above. I went to Willow Creek and back on it. And it just ran so horrible. So I have some theories. My main theory is I need to pull the gas pump in the tank out and check that. The other theory is O2 sensor's bad. So what I'm going to try to do right now is use the FP3 tuner to check the O2 sensor. So I'm just going to get right into it, and then we'll try to rip it around and go buy some stuff and come back. All right, here we are at the bike. 2016 Sportster. So I'm just going to talk about some stuff, peck around, and kind of go over what I learned about this thing. So if it was carbureted, I'd figure it out in a heartbeat. I'd figure clean the carb, jets, gasket issue, exhaust leak. What else could it be, you know? Simple stuff like that. But this one's electronic, so I'm having a hell of a time trying to figure it out. What I'm doing is I'm using my phone and using the FP3 tuner app. I get it on the Vance & Hines. You probably can't see this. I always forget my screen is terrible. I'll put a picture in over here. So I look at the, I'll just do it with you. So I'll look at the maintenance and screenshot that for you. That'll be right here now. And then I read the trouble codes, which you got to turn the bike on. Hear the pump. So the fuel pump's working. You can hear it. Okay, so this is what I got going on here. Ignore the turn signal shit. There's no turn signals on this bike, so that's why the codes always pop up. But what I'm reading is the oxygen sensor is low, and then it's running wrench in the front. So I have two issues with the front. Saying that, here it is right here. So I'm looking at the wires and the connections, and they all look good. Okay, on this bike, this is the connection for the front pipe. Then the sensor goes up into the pipe from the back here. I doubt that has a leak. I could give it a little tighten, but I don't think that's the problem. I looked at the wires. They look mint, so I'll run it down. I mean, the inside looks fine, good enough. I'll plug that back in. Okay, and then the back side of the wires look good. You know, everything looks crusty, but the wires look awesome, or good. My other problem is, here's the madness for these things. This is the other O2 sensor, but that one's not throwing codes. So I was checking that anyways. The other thing is spark plug wires. This is a Hail Mary, but
there wasn't any sidewalk, so you could walk.
These are looking really crusty. They're pretty rusty, which is kind of weird because they go down and the water, I guess, maybe splashed into it. That would make sense because it's going this way. The other theory I have is getting in here, the fuel pump, pulling this out. But the inside of my tank doesn't look bad. Actually, there's like no rust in there, which is insane. It's been years. Okay, so it's in neutral. Looking at my phone. Should be on. Let's view sensor data. So let's start this bad boy up. See if I remember how to. What the hell? It's dead. That's not cool. Alright, I'm being very impatient. I want this thing to go. Please work. Damn it. Alright, so this 883 Sportster EFI bike, don't buy one, they're the worst. Unless you ride it all the time, then they're actually awesome. But mine sits around a lot, and then I fire it up and go way too far on it. So it kind of hates itself. It's been running real weird. I keep throwing it on a tune, and it don't give a shit what the tune is. So fuel pump I gotta fix. I already did the sensors that go into the exhaust pipe. I bought 2 new ones because they're both looking pretty rich. Here's one right here, actually. These guys that go in there, this one's all white. And that actually made it work a little, like this much better. But it's still lagging when I roll through the throttle. Like 3 grand. Basically when I'm rolling on the throttle, it'll go like normal, it'll rev up and then it'll stall like and then go. I don't know what the heck that is, and I think it's this thing in this little package I'm gonna go over in a minute. So I already got the tank off and I'm gonna put it all together. There's other videos out there that show how to do this stuff. I'm just gonna put mine together. I'll show you my other little debacle while I'm here, and let's get to it. All right, so here's my pump. It's out of the tank, obviously. I purchased this part, which is the fuel pump itself, which sounded like it worked, and I was reading about it, and they said if you have any issues, just replace it. They say to get a whole new pump, which I should have, but I just bought the innards. So the other thing, which is that code I think it was throwing, I'll put it back in here somewhere, is this guy. So I live in California. I purchased this guy thinking that it was going to have this and this, but eBay steered me wrong, so I only got that. So then I had to buy that separate, so then here we are. Let me get this out and then take this out and replace it. All right, so I got the other one out. It looks pretty good. Can't really tell though. So I think this is the thing that says I need more fuel or not. It opens and closes, is my guess. And it's probably clogged from not running it and then turning it on. The pump makes the whining sound when you turn the bike on and pumps fuel in, and then I think this is like your regulator, fuel regulator pump thingamajigger that says it needs more fuel. And of course, I tried to take this off and I popped it off and it broke the tab on the back. This is a something power related to turn this on or off. So I might have to probably just tape it on or something. Here's the new one. Pretty simple. Push that on there. I'm gonna button this up and then put this into a tank. All right, here's the pump. I don't have much faith in this thing. So first of all, this pump body, the bottom of it does not fit in there. This one at least went in there, and it's got this big filter. So I got it zip tied on there pretty good. This hose did not want to go on this thing. I heated it up as best I could without damaging it. Shoved it on there. See the gap with the zip tie on it. I cranked it on there. I can barely pull it off. I mean, I could if I wanted to because I'm that strong. But it's, you know, it's fine. And then I got another zip tie holding it in because these two parts want to go like this. Because this freaking hose is way too strong. If I had anywhere I could buy hose, I would probably replace that because it's way too strong. But anyways, replaced this. Of course I broke this tab thing. I bent it so it's at least touching this. Another zip tie to hold it down. It's pretty sturdy. But here's the pump. I'm pretty bummed on it, but I'm gonna put it in the bike and see what happens. So let's jam it in there and see what's up. All right, here's my tank. Pretty stoked. So I've had this tank since like 2017, I think, when they first kind of came out with them. I got these stickers off a guy online. I can't even remember what he calls himself, but back then it was Zero Given. So anyways, long story short, this tank definitely needs a new clear coat, like a sand down and clear coat. But it looks cool on this side, no problem. It's shiny. It's got a little bit of wear and tear. Somehow this thing started rusting. Well, anyways, I had gas in it and it was definitely holding fuel. But in the morning, I went to check on this thing and You can't tell, but this whole part right here is missing, and then it stops right here. It peeled off from gas seeping down. And look at the freaking, look at that. I think it went down, boiled this off, boiled a bunch of this stuff off. So that sucks. Let's put this pump in. All right, so we got my first roadblock here. This filter thing, I knew was gonna be a pain in the butt. I don't know how I'm gonna get it in there. It's gonna be a shove fest / probably gonna break something. I knew this thing wasn't the right one. Probably might have wasted money. I might have to just buy a whole new pump just so I don't have to deal with this. But I'm gonna try to carry on. All right, got it in there. And that bums me out that this is all screwed up. So I got it in there. I had to move the pump around. I guess it doesn't matter which orientation it is, as long as the wiring's not being pulled on. Of course, I lost a screw. I don't know where it went. So I'm gonna have to take one of these out, go to the hardware store. Now it's 6:30, so everything's closed in town, and that's a bummer. I just won't fill it with gas. I'm gonna see if I can turn it on at least. So let's put it on the bike. All right, I got the tank on there. I need to get new screws. They're all rusty, so I got it sitting on there. But I can't really start it. I still need that screw. So let's see if it even starts. Okay, that's normal. Let's see what this thing says. No flags. All right, this freaking thing. I think it's fine. If this pump actually works, it's whatever. It's got a brand new pump in it, a brand new switch inside. The only thing is it's just not placed in there perfectly. I don't know, but to me it's good. It's all zip tied in there. It's a runner. I just want to get rid of it. If you're interested in buying something like this and you're in the NorCal region, the actual Northern California, not the Sacramento time, hit me up. I'm going to redo this tank, which is a bummer, and I got to redo the wiring. I'm going to put switches, like actual switches on it, not just like the handlebar switches zip tied to the bottom. But yeah, let me talk about some other shit. I just want to give a shout out to everyone hitting me up about my shovel head. I'm reading them, I'm hearing it. I'm trying to figure it out myself. A little update. I got the cam cover off. I got a new pump. The last video is probably me putting it on, and I've just got it at that right now. I'm just trying to make sure all the ports. Oh, great. Watch this. Of course, freaking fire truck. But I got it all apart. I'm just checking to see if all the ports are good, timing's good, which I did in the other video. All that stuff's good. I'm just trying to get it to pump correctly. If it doesn't pump after that, I'm gonna have to just sell it, but it should. I have hope in it. The last little thing is the oil bag possibly could be damaged. Anyways, like I was saying, put 50 miles, 60 miles, I'll probably put like 60 miles on the motor. Every 10 miles, it came up with something crazy to make me try to fix, and I'm just going through it. But I think it's the pump. I might have just damaged the pump, and I'm hoping that's it, because I put the relief little cup thing. I had 2 of them in there, not just one, and that just screwed the pump up. Tried to clean, who knows what I did. The pump is the whole issue with my bike. Otherwise, it fires up and wants to go. It just shoots oil out of the tappet blocks. I'm also checking tappet blocks, new gaskets, new pushrod tubes, newer style. That's it. Do the next video on that, but I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. My garage is insane right now. I really gotta clean my garage. I'm losing stuff, I'm blowing it. The other thing is, if you got a 03 and older Sportster clutch hub, I think it is, with all that holds all the discs. Mine's got missing teeth around it where the starter is. I need one. Hit me up. I'll take it for free. I'll give you money for it. They're like $500, so screw that. I'd rather give it to somebody else who just has it sitting around. Other than that, thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting. Peace.